Hi, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of Java with the Jims. I'm Jim Filippi, an estate planning and probate attorney here in the Northern California area. And today, my co host, Jim Meyer, who is a real estate professional in the Northern California area. He works for Remax Gold. And like every attendee, actually, and like every viewer of our great show, we all want to know how Jim Meyer wants his coffee. So, Jim, tell us.
Jim, thank you. It's great to get back together again on this freezing cold morning. And what we love enjoying it, and what makes the cold mornings a little bit easier is having a nice hot cup of coffee. And I like my coffee the way I like my Golden Globes, politically motivated.
Yeah, politics and Golden Globes. It's a great mix. So, what are we talking about today? What's the
Jim, I
topic?
want to ask you a question. So many people try to start businesses and they go online and they see that you click here, click there, and all of a sudden you've got an LLC. There's probably a better way, a smarter way of doing it. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing that requires you to utilize the services of an attorney. However, there's also nothing that requires you utilize the services of a heart surgeon for your own heart surgery. So take that as you will. You can start an LLC online. The problem is that you're going to get exactly that. You're going to get an LLC and almost zero advice on how to manage it and run it properly. And you're probably not going to get it set up completely properly as well. So one of the first steps you have to do is figure out, what type of business entity that you need for what you're trying to accomplish. An LLC is a great option for a lot of different people, but there are some restrictions that you have to be aware of, especially when it comes to the number of owners of an LLC. And so making sure that you sit down with an attorney is important. But once you have decided on an LLC, you have to have it registered with the state. And once it's registered with the state, there's another filing called a statement of information, which lets the state know who's involved with this LLC. And everybody thinks that after that's done, you're good and your LLC is off to the races. Unfortunately, what a lot of people forget is that you have to have an operating agreement. And an operating agreement just is exactly what it sounds like. It's an agreement with you and your business partners, whoever the members of the LLC are, on how you're going to operate the LLC. The law presumes you have this in place, so there's not going to be anything that you're going to have to file with the state. So the state isn't going to necessarily hold you accountable for that. The problem with it is if you do something and you're being sued, your LLC is being sued, and you don't have all the formalities taken care of, they can pierce that corporate veil and come after you civilly, and the liability protection you thought you had wasn't necessarily in place. And after that, obviously, you need to file with the IRS, get an EIN number, set up your banking, making sure all your banking is separated. So there's a lot of steps beyond just filling out some forms on an online forum and thinking that you're now in business. And so you really should sit down with an attorney such as myself that can help you form your LLC properly and manage it the way it's supposed to be managed.
And what does it cost if somebody wants to come in and talk to you about this? Because it sounds like anybody watching this right now, they're going to say, oh my God, I didn't think about all of that kind of stuff. They're
Yeah.
going to have more questions going into this than they would have 5 minutes ago. So they go and they meet with you. Is that going to be expensive?
Not at all. In fact, what the way we have it set up is all of our initial consultations are free. The reason we don't charge for those consultations is so that we can figure out if it's something that we can help you with and whether or not it's a good fit for us to work together. And so we're not going to charge you for that. And so sit down with an attorney and ask the questions you need to have answered and see if it's a good fit for you. And if it is, move forward in that manner. But with us, no cost. No.
Cool. Okay, so they can look down below and they're going to see your phone number. And
Yep.
especially, you know what, one big thing is in the flipping industry, it's so important. A lot of people like to get together, they pool their money, they put it into an account, and then they buy, fix, and flip houses. And I've helped a number of people with that. I'd love to help you guys with that. So, but an LLC is probably the best way to start. So you call Jim, set up your LLC, call me, And as Jim says, we will be off to the races. Okay, you guys, we're going to see you guys next time on another exciting episode of Java with the Jims. Thank you very much.
Have a great morning.